Well, in the real estate world, I thought I'd give you another strategy today on the permanent buy down. If you saw the 2-1 buy down video, that's what we call temporary buy down. It's only good for 2 years. The strategy today that we'll bring you with Interstate Mortgage is the permanent buy down options. Sellers should be considering this as a concession versus just price reduction. It's another tool in your box, and so we think it makes sense to understand it. You can give up to 3% on if the buyer's doing a conventional loan, which is typically what happens. Seller can go 3% of purchase price. So that's an important number to remember as we get into the discount table. Buyers, you are obviously going to lower your payment either by loan size or rate. The reason I bring up this obvious statement is sometimes if you've got down payment, consider this discount strategy for yourself versus just putting money in reducing the loan size. So if you know you're going to be in that home for the next 3 to 5 years, that's another strategy. Instead of, let's say, you buying a house for $700,000, you're going to put half of it down. Consider what $10,000 would do for your rate buy down, and so get in front of your loan officer on that question. Discount points are permanent. So we talked the 2-1 buy down. That was a 1 year and a 2 year plan. These are for the life of the loan. So one and done. You pay them up front, and forever your payment is lower. Typically, rule of thumb on discount points, if you put in 1% on the discount, that's going to drop your rate a 1/4 point. So that's a rule of thumb. I'll show you it doesn't always apply in this case study, but that's pretty close. When I say 1%, what does that mean? 1% of what? It's not of the sales price, it's of the loan amount. So a little trick question there. So when we're talking about the discount point, if you're borrowing $400,000 on $1 million home, we're basing that off $400,000, which would be $4,000, not $10,000. And then lastly, if you are a veteran, you need to always look at VA loans, even if you're putting a lot down. Sometimes veterans get in the mindset of, hey, I'm not using it anymore. I don't need the zero down. We're transferring equity from another property. Still look at the VA rates, and what you're curious about, especially in this market, is what are the buy down costs on the VA loan, which will usually be cheaper than conventional rates. So what I thought I would do today is give you a rate chart. This is what lenders see. This is what we do every day. And I don't know that a lot of realtors or buyers or sellers understand this concept, but it affects all of you in this market. So in this scenario, I've got a $712,000 loan amount. So just breaking news, if you haven't heard, the conventional loan amounts are already out. The increase happened up to $715,000. So it was like $656 last year or this year in 2022. For 2023, it's going to be $715, and we can write those deals now. So that's cool as well. So based on a $715,000 loan, we would call par pricing this green bar right here, which says rate is 6.911, and there's 0 points involved to get that rate. So keep that in mind. That's what the industry says par. I don't want to pay points. So today's exercise, we're going to look at what if a seller chipped in 2 points? What would that do to the buyer's rate? So in this instance, if they didn't, 0 points, it was costing $46.94. You throw in 2 points, you come on down here to the 1.9%. So this is the discount percentage. The next number here is the dollar amount based on the loan size. And then this is your new principal and interest payment. So what is that? $694 or $46.94 versus $43.83. So you're saving a couple, $200-300 there. Rates going down from 6.9 to 6.25. Remember when I said earlier, the rule of thumb is usually a point gets you a quarter in rate. So that means we'd step down twice here. Let's say we go at 6.875. We step down a quarter. That rate is costing 0.8. So you can see it's not quite, but if you want to look at these charts and you want to ask your loan officer, give me the price of everything so that I can make a decision based on how long we're going to be in the property. If someone's going to be there forever, or you plan on not moving for a long time, you drop your payment $300, $350, and you've got these investments. You got to do the math and see what makes sense. But the sweet spot is, since it's a buyer's market, let's see if we can get the seller to contribute 2 points instead of just those price reductions. Because this too is going to have a tremendous impact on your monthly, which is a large part of what you're considering if you're buying a home is what's my monthly expense. If a seller were to give you their full allotment, it's going to be basically $599, 2.7. You could ask them for 3% and throw the rest of it towards standard costs. Again, these are just regarding the rate discount points. So it's a pretty cool table to understand. The lowest price on the market right now on this day's pricing is 5%, and it costs a lot of money. So typically we're not getting into these numbers much, but when we have sellers that are chipping in 2-3 points, these are all things that are on the table as an option. Hope that helps you make a deal. And if you have any questions or scenarios, we would love to help you out as well. All right, everybody have a great day. Take care.